These machines are keeping us alive while other machines are coming to kill us.
At this point, Counselor Hamann had already figured out how the war was going to end, even before the Oracle said a word about peace, before anyone even asked whether ending the war meant destroying the machines. Everyone obsesses over the architect scene. Everyone quotes Morpheus. Everyone analyzes Smith. Counselor Hamann gets nothing, and that is precisely the point, because Hamann doesn't announce his wisdom. He doesn't deliver it in a white room full of monitors or over a plate of cookies. He takes a quiet walk at night to the place nobody goes, surrounds himself with the very thing Zion is at war with, and in 7 minutes, with a man who can't sleep, he lays out the only answer that actually works. This is that scene, and by the end of this video, you will never skip it again. To understand what Hamann is doing in this scene, you need to understand where it sits in the trilogy. This conversation happens the night before Neo goes to see the Oracle in Reloaded. Zion is 72 hours from annihilation. 250,000 sentinels are boring through the earth toward the last human city. Every captain is either preparing for battle or arguing about whether to follow orders. The entire world is in crisis mode, and Commander Locke, the military mind of Zion, has already drawn his conclusion.
I'm afraid hope is an indulgence I don't have time for.
Locke represents one version of Zion's soul: pure force, pure resistance, pure war. His entire identity is built on the belief that the machines are the enemy, and the only answer is overwhelming military response. He is not wrong about the machines being dangerous. He is wrong about what to do about it. Hamann is the other pole entirely, and here is the crucial detail about him that almost nobody mentions. Hamann is pod-born free. He was never plugged into the Matrix. He never had to be unplugged. He carries none of the psychological trauma that defines virtually every other character in the trilogy. He has no personal wound from the machines. He sees them with clear eyes. That is what makes him dangerous, and that is exactly why this scene exists.
It's nice tonight. Very calm. Feels like everyone is sleeping very peacefully.
Not everyone.
Hamann doesn't walk up to Neo and ask how he's doing. He makes an observation. He's been watching. He already knows the answer before he speaks. And Neo's response, 2 words, is the most unguarded thing he says to any authority figure in the entire film. Around Morpheus, Neo is deferential. Around the Council, he is careful. Around Hamann, at 2 in the morning in a place nobody visits, he tells the truth in 2 words. Here's what those 2 words are carrying. By this point in Reloaded, Neo has been having recurring visions of Trinity dying. He sees her falling. He sees something bad happening, and he cannot stop it. He hasn't told anyone, not Trinity, not Morpheus. He's been absorbing this alone, and Hamann notices, not because he has any special power, but because he is the only person in Zion who is actually looking at Neo instead of at the idea of Neo.
I just haven't been able to sleep much.
It's a good sign.
Of what?
That you are in fact still human.
This line hits harder every time you know the context. The entire machinery of the prophecy has been grinding Neo into a symbol. Morpheus calls him the One in every sentence. The crowds in Zion mob him. The kid treats him like a god. The Oracle gave him information without explanation. Everyone around Neo is relating to the function he is supposed to serve. Hamann looks at him and sees a man who can't sleep, and he tells him that's a good thing. Being unable to sleep under the weight of what Neo is carrying, that is human. Hamann is the only person in the trilogy who actively affirms Neo's humanity at the exact moment when the entire world is trying to flatten him into a weapon. The machines want to reduce humans to power sources. The prophecy wants to reduce Neo to a reset mechanism. Hamann is quietly, without making a speech about it, pushing back against both.
Almost no one comes down here, unless of course there's a problem. That's how it is with people. Nobody cares how it works as long as it works.
Hamann is describing the war right here, in this throwaway observation about the engineering level. The rebels unplug people without explaining the full architecture of the system they've escaped. Morpheus dedicates his life to a prophecy without ever asking where it originated. The entire resistance movement is built on fighting something they have never fully tried to understand. Nobody asks how it works, they just want it to stop. The extended universe confirms what the films imply. The Oracle is a machine program. She was designed by the machines to study human psychology and solve the anomaly problem. Virtually none of the rebels know this. Morpheus fights for a prophecy delivered by a program that serves the same system he's at war with, and he never questions it. Hamann's observation about the engineering level is a diagnosis of the entire resistance.
I like to be reminded this city survives because of these machines. These machines are keeping us alive while other machines are coming to kill us.
This is the scene. Every other line orbits this one.
Interesting, isn't it? Power to give life and the power to end it.
Every other character in Zion holds one truth about machines. They are the enemy. They are the oppressor. They are the thing that must be defeated. Hamann holds two truths simultaneously. Machines sustain Zion, and machines are trying to destroy it. And he doesn't flinch from either one. The extended Matrix universe, the comics, the animatrix, the game Enter the Matrix, establishes something the films only gesture toward. Zion's survival infrastructure runs on salvaged and repurposed machine technology. The heating systems, the water recycling, the atmospheric processors, all of it is built on a foundation of machine engineering that the humans of Zion adapted over generations. The City of the Free exists in a permanent, unacknowledged debt to the civilization it is at war with. Hamann walks down here alone every night and sits with that reality. That is not comfortable. That takes intellectual courage of a kind that nobody else in Zion has bothered to develop.
We have the same power.
Neo means this as an assertion of human agency. Hamann hears it and immediately turns it over.
Down here, sometimes I think about all those people still plugged into the Matrix, and when I look at these machines, I can't help thinking that in a way, we are plugged into them.
Neo just claimed freedom. Hamann just revealed the condition under which that freedom exists. The people plugged into the Matrix depend on machines to generate the experience of a world. The people of Zion depend on machines to generate the conditions of survival. The form is different. The dependency is the same. This is the line that the Merovingian, the architect, and the oracle are all circling from different directions. The entire trilogy is a meditation on what it means to be dependent on a system and still call yourself free. Hamann arrives at the same place they do through a completely different route. He doesn't decode it through philosophy or mathematics or manipulation. He arrives at it by standing in a room full of machines and paying attention. Watch what Hamann does here.
But we control these machines, they don't control us.
Of course not. How could they? The idea is pure nonsense, but it does make one wonder just what is control?
He agrees with Neo completely. Then he asks one question that detonates the agreement. What is control? The Merovingian's answer is that control belongs to whoever understands causality. The architect's answer is that control is the management of variables. The oracle's answer is that control is the illusion of choice, carefully maintained. Hamann's question is the same inquiry, but he is the only one asking it without an agenda. He genuinely wants to know. He is not trying to manipulate Neo toward a predetermined answer. He is thinking out loud with the only person awake.
If we wanted, we could shut these machines down.
Hamann lets Neo walk to the edge of the answer himself.
If we wanted, we could smash them to bits. Although if we did, we'd have to consider what would happen to our lights, our heat, our air.
He validates the claim, yes, that's control, and then lets the implication do the work. Control that destroys you is not control. It is a trap with a handle. The ability to pull a trigger you cannot afford to pull is not power. It is the appearance of power, sitting on top of a dependency you haven't acknowledged yet. Both Zion and the machines are holding this same gun. That's the war in one sentence.
So we need machines and they need us. Is that your point?
Neo thinks he has arrived at the conclusion. He packages it neatly, hands it back to Hamann, and waits for confirmation. He doesn't realize he is doing exactly what Hamann designed the conversation to make him do.
No point. Old men like me don't bother with making points. There's no point.
This exchange gets laughs in the theater and then gets forgotten. It deserves neither. Hamann absolutely has a point. He just knows that stating it directly would make Neo defend against it. Neo is primed by Morpheus's rhetoric, carrying the weight of a prophecy, surrounded by people telling him the machines are the enemy. If Hamann says outright, "We need to make peace with the machines," Neo pushes back. So Hamann retreats into the joke. He lets the idea sit in the room without a label on it.
Is that why there are no young men on the council?
Neo lands the punchline, and notice what just happened. He relaxed. He laughed. The defensiveness dropped.
Good point.
Hamann closes the loop. Two words that concede nothing and surrender nothing. The most politically explosive idea in Zion's history just got delivered inside a joke about old men, and Neo will carry it without ever feeling like he was persuaded. That is not avoidance. That is a masterclass in how to plant an idea in a mind that isn't ready to receive it directly.
There is so much in this world that I do not understand.
Hamann opens with an admission, not weakness, precision. He is the most powerful counselor in Zion, and his first move is to declare the limits of his own knowledge. That is not humility as a performance. That is the only honest starting point for a man who has spent his life thinking clearly.
See that machine? It has something to do with recycling our water supply. I have absolutely no idea how it works.
He doesn't know the mechanism. He has never tried to learn it, and he is completely at peace with that because the mechanism is not what matters to him.
But I do understand the reason for it to work.
Purpose. That is what Hamann tracks. Not the engineering, not the code, not the math, the why. Why does this machine exist? Because people need water. That is enough. That is everything.
I have absolutely no idea how you were able to do some of the things you do. But I believe there's a reason for that as well.
He just applied the same framework to Neo. He doesn't need to understand how Neo stops bullets, or flies, or feels the machines through closed walls. He believes there is a reason, and that reason matters more than any explanation of the how.
I only hope we understand that reason before it's too late.
And there it is, that final word, hope. Locke says hope is an indulgence he cannot afford. Hamann hopes. The entire trilogy's resolution vindicates Hamann and buries Locke's worldview under rubble. In Revolutions, Neo walks into the machine city. He doesn't arrive with an army. He arrives alone in a crashed ship, half-blinded, carrying a dead woman. And he says this:
I only ask to say what I've come to say. After that, do what you want, and I won't try and stop you.
Deus Ex Machina asks what he wants, and Neo answers with one word:
Peace.
Not victory, not liberation, not the destruction of the Matrix. Peace, a negotiated coexistence between two systems that cannot survive the total defeat of the other. Neo doesn't end the war by winning it. He ends it by recognizing the same thing Hamann recognized at the engineering level of Zion. We need each other. Locke never understood this. He was still trying to hold the dock when the machines stopped. Morpheus believed in a prophecy and followed it faithfully, but he was following someone else's map the whole time. The Oracle engineered the outcome across 3 films, but she never explained the why to anyone. And the architect, who understood the mathematics of everything, could not understand this, because as the Oracle tells Neo,
he doesn't understand them. He can't. To him, they are variables in an equation.
Hamann understood what the architect couldn't. He understood it because he stood in a room full of machines and asked the question everyone else was too busy fighting to ask. And at the very end of Revolutions, while Locke is assessing the damage and calculating the odds, Hamann sits with the only tool he ever used.
Perhaps. But we can hope.
The war didn't end because Neo was the most powerful being in the Matrix. It ended because he finally understood what a quiet old man who couldn't sleep already knew: that the machines and humanity are not natural enemies. They are circumstantial ones, and circumstances can change. Hamann never fired a weapon, never jacked in, never gave a speech that shook the cave. He walked to the place nobody goes, looked at the machines keeping his city alive, and asked the question that ended everything. What is control? The answer was peace, and he saw it first.